Hi, this is Tom Bradley from Provo, Utah. And I know that a big part of our marketing program is attracting leads and capturing those leads. But there's a part of that formula, the conversation. And I don't hear a lot of talk about that, and that actually is the thing that I'm best at. I've got a 25-year career as an outside sales representative calling on merchant accounts. So this is where I spent my time. This is how I developed my success. And I've got a couple of acronyms that help with that process. So when you call up, you want to make sure that you're in a relaxed position. You're in a place where you can be without distractions. You don't want TVs or radios in the background, kids running around. You want a nice quiet place, and that can be your bedroom, bathroom, I don't care, but you need a quiet place. You want to appear professional. You want to have something to write with. Some of us type while we talk. I got to tell you, that's challenging for me, eye-hand coordination or whatever, just keeping up. The brain cells I dedicate to actually typing deduct from the brain cells I dedicate to listening. The other problem is I've had people complain when they hear keys in the background. Now my laptop is pretty quiet, but it still makes some noise, and I have had people comment, are you typing? So it might give the impression you're not really paying attention to them. So I write my notes down, pay very close attention to what they're saying, make lots of notes in the margins, scribble, mind map, whatever it takes. I just put a lot of stuff down, and then when the call's over, I take a couple of minutes to go through that. So let's do this. Let's go with this acronym. I want you to always write this down on your sheet as you're beginning your conversation with somebody. It's real simple. FORM. Now, your goal is to build some rapport. There's a big challenge that we want to try to accomplish everything in the first call, and you want to initially find some common ground. Now, I'm born in Ohio, raised in California, traveled a number of states throughout the country, fortunately, lived 25 years in Vegas, so that's always a conversation starter. But I listen very carefully as we get to talking. I check the news on a regular basis. If there's something that I can bring up initially in the conversation to create some commonality, some rapport, I try to do that. But with this acronym, you can actually work through that while you're talking to the customer. So F is for family. Everybody likes to talk about their family. Everybody likes to explain what's going on in their world. So if you get a chance, for example, my wife and we have a yours, mine, and ours of 13 kids. So that's always a conversation starter. Now, I know that sounds impressive, but they're spread out over 30 years, so it's not as bad as it sounds. But it breaks the ice. I can mention that and then start to draw out about their family. Do they have a young family? Do they have teenagers? Are their kids grown? But the family, you want to talk about the family. O is for occupation. What do they do? What are you doing for a living now, Joe? So you want to find out what it is they do. And you always want to make it sound like it's a big deal, because it is. Everybody becomes very proficient at whatever it is they do, whether they're a greeter at Walmart or they're a nuclear physicist. They are proficient. So you want to make sure you compliment them on that. R is for recreation. And you want to find out what it is they like to do. For example, I love bicycles. I raced bicycles for years. If I had my way, I'd spend 4 or 5 hours a day on a bicycle. Of course, my lifestyle doesn't allow that at this time. But recreation, what is it they like to do? What is it that blows their skirt up and that they enjoy doing? So family, occupation, recreation, and you do all of that. You try, and some people are going to shut you down. Hey, get to the point, what's going on? And that's a personality type that you just have to deal with. But you do all that before you get to the message. You want to get to all of that before you get to the message, because you want to try to build this rapport so that they see that you care. You want them to understand that you really are interested in them as an individual, and you should be. And if you're not, you need to take a step back and figure out why. Because if you're thinking of them as a mark or as a notch in your belt, that's going to come through on the phone, and that's going to turn them off just like that. So use FORM, F-O-R-M, family, occupation, recreation, all before message. And once you get through these, if you can, okay, then you deliver your message. And remember that with each conversation, it works really great. So this is Tom Bradley from Provo, Utah. Now, if you'd like to work with me, go to my blog, tombradleyblog.com, opt in, and we'll make sure that we get connected.